Possibly one of the most prominent figures in American theatre, Arthur Miller's dramas include award-winning plays like All My Sons, Death of a Salesman, and The Crucible. Miller grew up in New York City and combined social awareness with a searching concern for his characters' inner lives. He was shaped by the Depression, which caused financial ruin for his father, a wealthy manufacturer, and highlighted to a young Arthur just how insecure modern existence could be. Miller put himself through university, funding his education by working in a warehouse, and it was here that he began writing plays. After having an affair with Marilyn Monroe, Miller stayed in contact with the Hollywood sex symbol, and in 1956 he left his wife, Mary Slattery. Miller and Monroe were married that same year, with the tumultuous pairing ending in divorce in 1961. Miller wrote the 1961 screenplay The Misfits for Monroe. The part of Rosalind was the serious role she was craving, and her portrayal of the character was well received by critics. The making of The Misfits was troublesome. Monroe was sinking further into alcohol and prescription drugs, and production was closed to send her to hospital. Monroe was nearly always late to the set, sometimes not showing up at all, and close-ups after her hospital release were shot using soft focus. Even so, many believe Monroe gave the performance of her career. But the commercial success of The Misfits also marked the end of the high-profile marriage. Miller and Monroe separated, and the troubled actress died less than 12 months later. Miller penned After the Fall, following Monroe's death, a deeply personal view of Miller's experiences during his marriage to the actress. The play caused public outrage at putting a Monroe-like character called Maggie on the stage, and Miller was accused of cashing in on her death. Miller's work explored the human condition, with The Crucible using a plot about the Salem witch trials to attack McCarthyism. The play reflected his experience with the House Un-American Activities Committee, when the investigation of subversive activities was widespread. In 1956, he was called on to name people he had seen at a communist writers' meeting. When he refused, Miller was convicted of contempt, but appealed and won. During his long career, Miller wrote novels, essays, and short stories, and was one of the most celebrated playwrights in America. But his later works never reached the same sort of success as his early plays, including Death of a Salesman, the play winning 3 Tony Awards and the Pulitzer Prize, and making Miller internationally famous.
He is nourished by endorsement for his work. He is, in that sense, is a very humble man. When he came to see The Last Yankee the other day, it gave him enormous pleasure to be sitting in this audience and experiencing the sheer delight that the audience were taking in his play. He loves it when they laugh at the lines that he wants them to laugh at, when they cry when he wants them to cry, and he's moved by it, deeply moved by it.
After his death in 2005, aged 89, actors, directors, and producers paid tribute to Miller, calling him the last great practitioner of the American stage, and Broadway theaters darkened their lights in a show of respect. With 7 decades dedicated to writing, Arthur Miller was certainly one of the greatest dramatists of the 20th century.